Sitting here with old amateur teammates and current good professional Lebo Mashitoa. How's it going in this camp? Obviously, it's your light heavyweight debut. A lot of people are excited to see how Lebo is going to do at light heavyweights. How are you feeling with the weight cuts, everything?
No, I'm feeling good. It's all going good, and it's not easy, obviously, but I'm getting there. Slowly.
This was a long time move coming for you. Obviously, we had spoken about it in many interviews, and some other people had been making comments on social media. You're now taking the step and deciding to go ahead with the light heavyweight. Confident in your body holding up for the first ever cut you've done?
Yeah, well, I am very confident. I got some. There is people helping me. And I just have to do exactly what they instruct me to do. And so far my body is coming along. There has been some energy dropping, my energy levels when I'm sparring, training, but I'm managing, I'm getting through, I'm still training hard. The only difference now is that I'm focusing on weight dropping, just cutting the weight step by step, slowly. And I
was going to ask you, how is it like sparring? Obviously, as a cruiserweight, you're pretty much walking around near on the weight that you spar at. So I suppose your energy levels would be up. But sparring while your energy levels are going down, how much of a difficult challenge has that been?
Well, honestly, it hasn't been really that difficult. It's kind of the same because I'm fit. I'm still fit. I've been sparring some good guys at Hotbox. Been sparring Reno also as well. And it's been going good. I am handling myself in the sparring. I give them a tough time, they give me a tough time, but I'm pushing. I'm being pushing.
Yeah, and weirdly enough, I know by the time this interview goes out, the fight would have already happened. But you've been sparring with Reno, you've fought with Rowan Campbell 3 times. It's such a big fight, and regardless of the outcome, you would have played a part in somewhat in the preparation for Reno. Just holding your own against him, does that say enough for you about your ability?
Yeah, and I was surprised. I didn't know what to expect from Reno, until I sparred him, and he's good, and I actually, when I sparred him, I also found out, okay, I can do well against the best, people who have been in the game, people who have more experience, so I'm doing good, and Campbell's also good, he's training hard. He's still new in the game, he's still building his record. But he's going against somebody who's been much longer than him. So it's all odds are against Rowan Campbell now, you see. So we'll see what happens, honestly, we'll see what happens.
And, okay, so let's go straight to this fight that you're going to be fighting, Sizani. He's an undefeated fighter, previously a good amateur as well. However, maybe a little bit on the rusty side, doesn't always fight as often as you probably like to. How do you see him as an opponent?
Oh, well, for light heavyweight, he's good. I've been seeing his fights, and he's tactical. For southpaw, he's good. I know southpaws is difficult, so it's going to be a new challenge for me. Fighting a southpaw in a new division. But I trust myself. I know I'm fit. I got the speed, so that's where I got him, the speed, I just have to keep my pace. Then I know I can just beat him easy on points, I can just make points, simple as that.
That's your boxing style. You're very aggressive in the pocket. You're looking to always get in, get out, and we've seen that on TV. So it's no secret how you box. And you've watched clips on him, so there actually are no secrets. You guys have probably both studied each other quite intently. Yeah. And in saying that, you'll be doing rounds because you are fighting for the ABU light heavyweight title. Are you happy to be getting a belt in this fight?
Yeah, I know, it's about time. I could have challenged for those belts in cruiserweight, but the risk was much higher there. You're fighting big guys, and so we didn't really go ahead with those opportunities. But now it's a new weight division, and I'm glad it's coming. It's about time I challenge for a much bigger belt, and I'm just going to give it my best, as usual.
And also what lies in wait is there's other guys in the division. You're entering whenever there's a new division, there's new names to fight. So obviously you don't want to keep fighting the same guys over and over again. So another guy is like Nicholas Radley. He's a name in the division. He's actually the South African champion. Have you looked at him as a future opponent?
Yes, most definitely. He was the first guy on the list, and Oh, I couldn't believe it that Campbell just ran over him. I mean, like, so. Yeah, it's good. I'm not saying that it's gonna be easy fight, but yeah, I can beat him easy, like, yeah, I can beat him.
Which fight would you see as the harder fight? This one that you're fighting now, or a fight against Radley?
Well, honestly, I think this one, because my first time I'm going to be fighting at this weight. So I'm still, I have to manage my body and the weight up until the weigh-in. Yeah, so I don't know what to expect in the last days. The last few kilos are always hard. But I'm going to overcome them, I'm going to overcome them. I'm almost there. I'm 83.5 now, so I'm doing good so far.
Well, as I said before in the beginning of the interview, I've known you from amateurs. You've always been such a great guy, and rolling through opponents. Every time I think we would fight on bills, you'd always beat the guy. So I know you as a positive record winning, and as a professional, 8 wins, 1 loss as well. I mean, so far so good, right?
Yeah. It's how it is been. Since amateur. It's always the best who keep going. And you just have to have it in you. And once you have it in you, just keep going. And if you really want it, you're going to do it, sacrifice everything. You know how it is, man. You know how it is.
Well, that's the thing, is dedication, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you wouldn't have made this move to light heavyweight if you weren't a dedicated boxer, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is going to be difficult getting those last couple of kilograms. Everyone moving from cruiserweight to light heavyweight, there's 11 kilograms between the two divisions.
Yeah.
It's a big cut. I mean,
Big cut.
you got to say that at least at this stage that it'll be tough the last couple of kilograms. Would you agree with me?
Yeah, no, most definitely. The first 6, 7, I just train hard, I burn it off. But those last 3, 4, but like I said, if you really want it, you're gonna do it. Sacrifice everything, but like I said, I'm confident. I'll make the weight in time. I still have like about 11 days. So I'm doing good so far.
Well, they say that it gets easier each time because your body adjusts. So I think that just the first one will be difficult. But looking at the fight itself, you said you'll accumulate points at all. But do you see going down, you might have a bit more power? The guys maybe can't take your punches as much as the cruiserweights can.
Yes, most likely. But power is not really my. I'm not worried about power. When it comes to boxing with me, I just want to make points. Move, make points, hit. And try not to get hit. You will get hit, but try not to get hit. Make points. There will be. You can put in some power here and then, but it's all about boxing. Just in and out, move. To test your fitness. What you've been training for. Your skill. How long can you go? Can you complete all the rounds? And how much points can you get in all those rounds? That's what it's about. To keep going. Even though you're taking shots, but you keep them going. It's about how you push, not how hard you can hit. Yeah. So that's how I say it.
And another thing as well is that what's interesting is obviously, sadly last year your coach passed away. But your current makeup of your team, for the people at home that don't know, who's currently training you and going to be taking you in the corner?
Right now, I'm still working with Coach Nikki from Amateur, and now recently with Coach Vusi. So we met, we started working with each other at my last fight at Empress. So we've been getting along quite well so far, and he pushes me, he's been pushing me good with the pads, teaching me, I've been learning his style, so it's quite good. It's a new style, so he's been preparing me for this fight. So everything's going good so far, it's not going to be the same like before, like it was with my coach, Lionel Hunter, everything changes now, But the boxing has to go on, nothing changes with that, just have to keep a good mindset, strong mindset, just keep focusing, stay in the gym, you know what to do as a professional, life goes on,
A very professional mindset, yeah. Lebo, so, just lastly, not lastly, sorry, before I said the last part, do you have a message for Sizani before you step in the ring?
Oh, well, I'd just like to thank him for taking the fight, I know I have a high record, I don't know who else would have, accepted the fight with my record, because he's only 4-0 and I'm 8-1. So I got much more rounds, much more fights. So I'm sure it's a concern for him. I don't know, but I like to thank him for taking the fight, It's an opportunity for both of us, we have to move forward with the sport. So yeah, he's gonna give his best. I'm gonna give his best, and we'll see who comes out on top.
And then, as I was saying before, just lastly, a thank you or a shout out for anybody.
Yes, I just like to thank everybody who's been with me Unleashed, and the sponsors. I'm not familiar with the sponsors yet, but they've been assisting me, and my manager will help me accordingly with that. And it's not easy. I've got thus far. You need help. It's in the sport you always need help. It's not easy to do it alone. So I've been getting help from a lot of people, and I'd just like to thank them. Thank the supporters, and we'll see how far I can get.